We're the only ones nationally, at least for, I looked at September, October, and early November. We're the only film festival that actually had a theater that could be open where we could welcome audiences. So what we're doing is totally unique across the entire country right now. And then on top of that, having the online access. So to our online live streaming audience, hello. Hello to the hundreds of people that are hopefully tuning in, all of our filmmakers who across the last 3 days have been eagerly awaiting not only the screening of their film, but for this moment to see whether or not their film would be selected. Our judging process for the 2020 Klamath Independent Film Festival was a multi-tiered effort. Our festival is very unique, not only for how we're presenting it, but our structure. We are the only film festival that exclusively shows made in Oregon films. All of our films are either done by an Oregon filmmaker or shot in the state of Oregon. We also accept stuff kind of Northern California since we're right on the border. But basically, this is the Made in Oregon Film Festival. And that takes some legwork to try to find films of this great quality across the state. We can't just simply sit back and wait for submissions. Some of our films we had to solicit, and some of them we had to downright harass the filmmakers until they actually submitted their film for us. There were a few that I was hoping I wouldn't get some kind of cease and desist sent my way after I sent them an email for 3 straight weeks before they finally submitted their film. What we just saw over the last 3 days was 37 of the absolute best independent films made in the state of Oregon. We had 4 world premieres over the course of our festival of films that had never been seen anywhere. 3 films and a trailer, actually, and I will explain that in a little bit. This is more than just me. Yes, I'm the executive director. I took over this year from Jesse Widener, who did an extraordinary job in this position for 7 years, taking this film festival from what was, Jesse deserves a lot of credit. When he took over as executive director, he's not the first director of our organization, Klamath Film, but when he took over, he was the one who started the film festival. And it was a single-day event just for our local filmmakers here in Klamath, showing a couple of films. We are now a nationally recognized multi-day film festival that is known as the premier Oregon-centric film fest. We're garnering national media attention for what we're doing today as far as this setup of being able to live stream. And I have been contacted by so many festival coordinators over the last few weeks wanting to know, how do you do this so that others can follow suit in what we did here in Klamath? So thank you to those of you who stuck with us through all 3 days. I realize it was 3 very long days, but it was 3 days of extraordinary films. Now we get to honor all of those films. We wanted to do something special this year, but none of that is possible without support. And Klamath Film is so much more than just me. We had an extraordinary group of sponsors that made this film festival possible. We got grant support from the Miller Foundation, from the Klamath County Commissioners Tourism Board, from the Oregon Cultural Trust, and from the Oregon Arts Commission. We got support from Smith Bates Publishing here in town, who did all of our programs, all of our posters, our stickers, anything that was printed with KIF, Smith Bates provided. Prime sponsors were Oregon Film, the Cerulean Hotel, First Interstate Bank, ZCS Engineering and Architecture, and MoDOT Contracting. We also got sponsorship support from Fisher Nicholson Realty, from the Klamath County Chamber of Commerce, from Everybody's Vintage, Basin Media Active, Discover Klamath, Holiday Market donated PPE for all of our volunteers, so masks and gloves. And the volunteers and the staff and the guild, we could not do this without all the wonderful people here at the Ross Ragland Theater. Yes, thank you. There was one other sponsor of this year's festival that we need special recognition for, and I think that's why some of our filmmakers chose to hang around a little bit longer, and you'll get to see something really remarkable that I don't think anyone else has done. All this year, as we've been dealing with COVID and all the effects and how it's affected our life and how do we still deal with things on a day-to-day basis, I've also been a part of many, many conversations and Zoom calls with other film festival coordinators and other filmmakers talking about how do you do a film festival during a global pandemic? How is it even possible? What are some things that you can do to make you stand out? What are some things that you can do to make it unique? And what are some things you can do just to even make it possible? One of the things that I really wanted to do because of our unique stature as the Made in Oregon Film Festival, was to have Made in Oregon awards. Now, from our filmmakers who are here and others who are familiar with the film festival process, um, awards, typically there's a plaque, maybe there's a little glass thing. The Academy Awards, they all have the same little trophy. It's iconic, but everyone gets essentially the same trophy. We wanted to do something that was made in Oregon. So I approached a group here in town called the Southern Cascade Woodcrafters Guild. They're local artists who do extraordinary work, and my job as a journalist has allowed me to get to know them a little bit. And so I approached them and said, would it be possible to have individual art pieces made for each of our winning films? We have five categories, K through 12 student films, Northern Shorts, Southern Shorts, Northern Features, and Southern Features. Is it even possible within this timeline that we could have you carve unique pieces of art that are a part of each winning film, so that it's not just the same trophy, but each award is distinctive to the winning film? And they jumped at the chance. They loved the idea. We have one of them right over here. Big round of applause for Bill Reed, please, who did some extraordinary work. But all of the members, or at least most of the members, chipped in and wanted to do different projects. So each of our winning films, we actually ended up with for most of them, we ended up with multiple awards. And so we got to pick and choose what we thought was the coolest of the bunch of these incredible art pieces that were created that are also awards for the best films for Klamath Independent Film Festival. So with that being said, we have some awards to give out. So our first category is K through 12 student films. We saw some films that were made by students that participated in a film camp that we led in the month of August. And over the course of a week, some kids who had never really made films before came up with two extraordinary projects that we were able to show. We showed a film by a KU student. We showed a film by a 6-year-old girl who lives in Ashland. We showed two films by a brother duo that lives in a small town called Broadbent. And of those, we will now unveil our third place, second place, and our grand jury prize winner for our K through 12 student category.
Until it wasn't any other day.
So
tired.
keep living
There's
like
no
this.
point anymore.
There's
No
no
one
point
will
anymore.
miss
I know
me.
there's no point. Want it to end.
So basically, this is heaven. You died, and this is like heaven.
Should we check on him?
Nah, he does this all the time.
I'm gonna get a Capri Sun.
This is heaven?
The winner of our K through 12 student category was not able to join us here in Klamath Falls, but she sends her best regards, and I am just overwhelmed by the talent of this young girl. She said that she was inspired to get into filmmaking after her school took a road trip to OMSI in Portland, where there was a stop-motion animation station to try out. She came home and pestered her parents that she wanted to create a film, and the end product was simply remarkable. It is my distinct honor to present to Athena Owsley, only 6 years old, Athena Owsley, and she made this incredible film, The SANDCASTLE. This was built by the Southern Cascade Woodcrafters Guild. It actually doubles as a keepsake box as well. And it is my distinct honor to present to Athena Owsley for the film The SANDCASTLE, the 2020 Klamath Independent Film Festival Award for Best K-12 Student Film.
Thank you so much for this award. I'm very grateful to the Klamath Independent Film Festival for letting me be a part of this event and honoring my hard work with this beautiful trophy.
Our next category is for Best Northern Shorts. But before I delve into that, I should probably explain our judging process, which I didn't do in the intro. So we typically get about 100 to 120 films submitted over the course of several months before we cut off submissions in early June. We spent a good solid month watching every single film that was submitted. We compile a collective of judges, from film experts to local residents to just film fans, to rate every film on 3 different criteria: technical achievements, entertainment value, and overall quality from a film. We then average out all those scores, and then the lowest tiered scores, those films are sadly cut. Then we have a whole second panel of all new judges watch the still surviving films, go through all of those and rate them all by the exact same scoring. And then after those scoring, we had, normally it's an in-person meeting, but of course 2020 being 2020, we had about a 5-hour-long Zoom call that was all of our judges discussing every single film by its merits of what we thought of it, averaging out the scores, maybe moving 1 or 2 up or down based on our arguments for why we thought this film should stay or this film should go. And from that, we determined our final 37 films, well, actually 35 films, because we added 2 from our film camp. So we cut from around 100 down to 35 films through that arduous process. And we had to cut some really great films. It is painful to see the films that didn't make it, that we thought were fantastic, but we only had so much time to fit things in. So there's more amazing films made in Oregon out there, and please go try to explore them. But we were so proud of the films that we did select. But that's not the end of the judging process. That's just getting it started. After that, we then compile a new round of judges. These judges were 3 individuals. One, a Hollywood actor named Chairman Barnes, who was gracious with his time to watch all of our 35 films and rate them based on our 3 categories. Another was Anna Nicholas, who is a longtime veteran actor, screenwriter, playwright, director, going back to the early 80s. Chairman and Anna are both people that you may not know the name, but you've probably seen them in TV commercials or TV shows or movies if you just take a quick look and think about it a little bit. And then we had one of our own, a gentleman named Bergen Swanson, who grew up here in Klamath Falls. He and his dad ran a bicycle shop called the Yankee Peddler. Anyone remember the Yankee Peddler on Altamont Drive? Maybe 1 or 2 of you bought a bicycle from Bergen at some point. Bergen decided to go into the Hollywood film industry. And so he left Klamath Falls, and then he moved to New York after a foray in LA. He has produced over 30 films to this date, films that have won Academy Awards at this point. He went from Klamath Falls repairing bicycles to working with Tom Hanks on Tom Hanks's Mr. Rogers film, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. He was the producer of a little film shot here called Wild, that we might remember. He was the producer of a film called Precious. He was the producer of a film called 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. He was the producer of Shame. He was the producer of so many incredible films. Right now he's in Los Angeles shooting a film with director Zack Snyder that's going to be on Netflix next year. He took some time out to still connect with us, watch all of our films, and based on Chairman, Anna, and Bergen's thoughts, that's how we determined our winners. So with that being said, we need to show our Northern Shorts category. We had some extraordinary Northern Shorts films. This included some of our long shorts, our docs, and our narrative stories, as well as our Northern Shorts program that we watched just a couple hours ago. I don't envy Anna, Chairman, and Bergen as far as trying to pick the best, because all of our films, all 35, we thought were just extraordinary. So with that, here are our judges' thoughts on what are the top 3 Northern Shorts. Because the Southern Cascade Woodcrafters Guild made multiple awards, we have trophies for both of you. Congratulations, Jason, for Best Northern Short. Congratulations, Gabe. The floor is yours, gentlemen, if there's anything you'd like to say.
Thank you to the festival for being, yeah, you guys are great. It's been so nice, and you know, I don't know.
Yeah, you guys have been really top notch. Very welcoming, very communicative through the whole process. So, really, really honored to be here. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Gabe, for making those things come to life. It's crazy.
My pleasure. And thank you to all of the amazing, talented people who helped us put those puppets together and put that show on. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into that. This is a really big deal for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and thanks to Sarah.
Yeah, it's Sarah who's out there. We're looking at you, Sarah. Heart goes out to you on the other side of the country. Can't quite make it, so yeah. And thanks to the audience. You guys are looking good. Staying strong. Very supportive. Very appreciative.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you all.
And their film was also a world premiere at our festival. One of several films where this was the first audience that got to see it. Up next is our Southern Shorts category. Again, we had some absolutely brilliant films as Southern Shorts. We had some things that were shot here locally. Some films that were shot in Klamath Falls. Some things that were shot in Lake of the Woods, about a half-hour drive away from here. We had some films in Ashland. And there is something I should note about Ashland. We know that we've dealt with some fires. One of our filmmakers lost their house. For those of you who stuck with us in the Southern Short section and saw the film Ubermom, we are doing a wire drive for them. They were able to save their cameras and some of their hard drives, but they lost all of their adapters, their wires, their cables, everything in the rush to get out of their house before it burned. We don't really think about all that stuff that we need until we lose it. So if you do have any extra wires or cables or anything like that you think that may be helpful for a filmmaker in need, there's a basket out by the door, okay? So please drop those off. Our Southern Shorts category, we had some very difficult choices to make. And I'm very glad that the judges had to make those choices and not me. Because we had so many good films this year from our Southern section. So let's check out our winners of Best Southern Shorts.
Poverty, so by necessity, the community was kind of forced to adapt and change their approach to economic sustainability.
There's a sense that the way policy has been developed and enacted has eroded trust.
We turn to Oregon, where Republican senators literally went MIA. So
to school cancellations to activating the National Guard. Many of the measures taken to prevent the spread of the coronavirus have come at the state level. All right.
The winner of our 2020 Southern Shorts category was not able to join us here in Klamath Falls, but it is my distinct honor to recognize this film. It is a documentary about toilets, one specific toilet, actually, on Mount Shasta. A film called Way to Go, which appropriately enough has a monstrosity of a trophy created by the Southern Cascade Woodcrafters Guild. So it is my honor to present this gigantic outhouse to Kathy Roselli for the film Way to Go, our best Southern short. One of our judges referred to this film as the Citizen Kane of poop films. Congratulations, Kathy.
The composting toilet here at Horse Camp is perhaps the best toilet I have ever personally experienced.
Wow, Kurt, thank you so much for this award. I don't think anybody else has a handcrafted composting toilet on their shelf. We so appreciate having gotten this amazing honor for Best Southern Oregon Short. Thanks so much.
I believe Nick Johnson is in the audience, or a representative from LCRI is here. I have a third place award to give to them. And also the family of Martin Hilligoss. Martin could not join us, but his family is here. I already mailed Martin his prize, but if there's something that you'd like to say on his behalf, please come down. This is for you as well as the filmmakers that were involved in it, and congratulations. Is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of the film?
Yeah, a big thanks to the director and the production crew, James Parker, Juliette Grable, Ron and Deb Schaff, and Julian Bell, and thanks to the KIF team for all your hard work in putting this together.
Congratulations to Martin. I specifically delayed mailing things so that they wouldn't show up until after the film festival arrived. So you might be getting a surprise, or you might want to spoil it, or maybe he's watching our live stream. Otherwise, he'll get a surprise in the mail here very soon. Now, I need to explain something with our features category. In normal years, we present a Northern Features category and a Southern Features category, just like we do with our shorts. 2020 is not normal, right? Nothing about this year has been normal. We're just kind of coping, getting by. We showed 5 feature films this year, but we were supposed to show 6. There was a 6th film called Frank and Zed that was made in Portland. It took 6 years to make, completely crowdfunded, an all puppet film. A film made entirely with puppets, with tons of gore and violence and zany comedy. Picture Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal and match it with Mel Brooks's Young Frankenstein, and you get an idea of how insane this film is. Sadly, the film was supposed to make its world premiere at the Portland International Film Festival back in March, and that film festival was canceled halfway through due to COVID outbreaks. And that's when, in March, everything was getting shut down. Then at other film festivals that it was supposed to show at, those festivals got canceled. It was like this film was cursed. We were going to be the world premiere of it. And after months of the filmmakers sitting on that film, an opportunity came up potentially for this film to be seen on a national level. And we are so proud of that opportunity. Unfortunately, it meant that we couldn't show it here. And it kills us that we couldn't include it. It was supposed to be our Saturday night. I've gotten so many questions now based on our schedule. If people saw the schedule that we announced, why on Saturday it said dinner break, and then there was nothing below that. Why would you have a dinner break when that's the end of your day anyway? The reason was because there was supposed to be a movie after dinner break. And we were in constant negotiations right up until maybe a week or two ago, hoping upon hope that we could still somehow include this film because it had gone through the submission process, it had gone through the judging process, and it came down to it where at the end of the day, we just could not show it. And it kills the filmmaker that he couldn't show it. He wanted to be here. And he has promised that someday soon, Klamath Falls audience will get to see Frank and Zed. So with that being said, what we did instead this year was we wanted to still honor that film. And so we lumped together our features category that would normally would be Northern and Southern. We have a features category that we will still give away, but first we have a special award for Frank and Zed. Our 2020 Northern Features category winner this year was not able to join us here in Klamath Falls, and many of us may not have even seen the film because it was under negotiation as to whether or not this film would actually be shown. After it was submitted, the filmmaker had some opportunities to potentially have this film seen by much wider audiences, and we wish it well because this film was simply incredible. So the Southern Cascade Woodcrafters Guild made multiple trophies in honor of this film, and we will continue to honor this film as our Northern Features winner even if we weren't able to actually watch it. It is my distinct honor to present to Jesse Blanchard this incredible trophy, recognizing Frank and Zed as the best Northern Features film for the 2020 Klamath Independent Film Festival.
Hello, Klamath. I want to say thank you so much for this award. It really means a lot to me, because this is the first bit of recognition that this film that I have dumped 15% of my life, 6 years into, has received. It's a first little thing, and it's not little. It's like this really cool, unique kind of award, something that totally, it's actually Zed. How cool is that? Now, of course, in these crazy, bizarre times that we live in, I can't actually show you the film. And it's so frustrating. It's so aggravating. But it really just means so much to me that Kurt and everyone at the Klamath Film Festival said, you know what? It's okay. Even though you can't do it, even though your hands are tied, we still support you. And Frank and Zed is still going to be honored at our festival. So I want you all to close your eyes for a second with me and imagine this complete, utter, absurd fantasy. And in this crazy, absurd fantasy, it's a little bit in the future. You're in a theater in Klamath. I'm there with you. I got a bunch of puppets, and I'm fulfilling a promise to actually show you Frank and Zed. So that's my IOU to everyone watching this right now. Thank you so much for your support. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. And thank you so much for the very first recognition of my film, Frank and Zed.
And now we come to the end of the 8th Annual Klamath Independent Film Festival and the end of my first film festival that I've ever coordinated. This was more work than I ever envisioned. It's been 7 days a week, every waking second since about mid-July to put this on. So my award to me is taking a gigantic nap tomorrow. But I can't thank everyone enough, from the volunteers, from the Ross Ragland staff, from all of our sponsors, all of our filmmakers who have been just absolutely wonderful, all of our guests who have been here in person, and everyone who has been watching online. Thank you for making the 8th Annual Klamath Independent Film Festival possible. So this was going to be our Southern Features category, but because of the odd circumstances that we went through with Frank and Zed, maybe if we hadn't done such crazy awards, we could have pivoted and still recognized another film. But Bill can attest, you can't just make one of those trophies in a week. And we had about a week's notice of yes, no, maybe, kind of, sort of, nope, sorry, Frank and Zed can't be shown. So we decided let's still honor that film anyway. So this next category is not our Southern Features. It is our Features winner. Of the films that we showed, our judges determined that these were our jury second place, our jury runner-up, and our grand jury prize winner of Southern Feature films.
You can see people are cheering right now. This is Tim Ellis, his 60th birthday.
Happy birthday to Tim Ellis.
Video shops first came out, it kind of put midnight movies out of business, because now you could have your own midnight movie at home. You don't have to go to a theater and watch it. I mean, you can smoke pot at home.
They look to us because we know our collection. We've touched all these boxes.
He doesn't say, you're a woman who's white and queer, you're gonna like this. He says, oh, you're Emma.
Thank you. Yeah, have a good one.
Director of Illegal is in the house. Nick Alexander, if you would please come up, sir. We actually, just like with the Spooky Girls, we have 2 awards. So Tanner, there's one for you as well. Laz Ayala, the star of Illegal, was supposed to join us, but sadly he could not. He works in construction and planning, so in the wake of the fires, he's a little bit busy right now, and it's understandable. First of all, this envelope is for you, sir. Congratulations. And congratulations. We have an additional award. Tanner, either to you or to Laz, you two can fight over it. This was also made by the Southern Cascade Woodcrafters Guild. A big thank you to the Southern Cascade Woodcrafters Guild for the extraordinary trophies. Gentlemen, congratulations for making, based on our judges' determination, the best film for the 2020 Klamath Independent Film Festival. The floor is yours if there's anything you'd like to say.
I'll just start with a huge thank you to KIF. We, of course, like all filmmakers of 2020, it's just been such a wacky year, and this is one of 2 in-person film festivals that we've got to attend, and we've just been blown away. So impressed with you, Kurt, the team, putting this all together. It's been an absolutely fantastic experience. And for me, to just recently move here to Klamath Falls, I really feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be. And for Illegal, I want to just have a huge shout out to Laz Ayala, because this is his story. This is his movement, and I, of course, as the director, it was just such a huge honor to tell his story, and I hope you all can see the movie and, of course, share it with our country, because it's much needed. So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you to Nick and Laz for letting me be part of that, and for everyone out there watching the movie. And this is such a big honor for me. Thank you. Thank you.
Hang on a second, guys. We need a photo up here. Michael, could you maybe grab a cell phone real quick? I should have planned it. With all of our cameras set up, I didn't think to actually grab a camera, so we got to socially distance on this, but if we could get a quick photo of our feature film winners. If the Spooky Girls guys could also hang around, and Nick and Tanner will get some shots of you with your trophies on the backdrop. So, gentlemen, congratulations! Congratulations to all of our filmmakers. Just for being selected it's a very rigorous process to, and making a film to begin with is a tough process. It's a labor of love. And then putting yourself out there is a whole other thing. So to even submit a film for a film festival, whether you get picked or not, is still an extraordinary achievement. And then to get picked beyond that, go through 3 levels of judging to then be determined is really extraordinary. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to our Spooky Girls crew. Congratulations to all of our filmmakers. I will be sending out your laurels here very soon for all of your marketing materials. And your awards, for those who could not attend, they're in the mail. So they should be arriving soon. I delayed mailing so that you wouldn't have advance notice before our ceremony. So congratulations, 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 everyone. And thank you to the Southern Cascade Woodcrafters Guild for these trophies. Thank you to the Ross Ragland. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to those of us who joined us online. It's been a marathon of 3 days. And thank you to all of you who participated in the 8th Annual Klamath Independent Film Festival. Filmmakers, please submit for the 9th. We'll be opening up submissions in February. So we look forward to seeing what your next projects will be. And we hope to see all of you this time next year.